The next chapter in the course, Building Materials and Resources. Building Materials and Resources category has one mandatory requirement and 4 credits. Projects can earn up to 12 points in this category. For the ease of understanding, the mandatory requirement and credits in building materials and resources can be broadly classified into two subjects. Number 1, waste management, and number 2, sustainable building materials. Sustainable building materials are materials which makes less environmental impact compared to equivalent conventional materials. There are 2 credits associated with sustainable building materials. Credit 1, sustainable building materials, and credit 4, use of certified green building materials, products and equipments. Waste management can further be classified into consumer waste management and construction waste management. Construction waste management is addressed in credit 3, handling of waste materials during construction. There is one mandatory requirement and credit associated with consumer waste. Mandatory requirement 1, segregation of waste post occupancy, and credit 2, organic waste management post occupancy. Let us now discuss the significance of mandatory requirement and credits in building materials and resources category to set the motivation for the chapter. Waste management is one of the major problems faced by our municipalities and corporations of our towns and cities. The waste generated is increasing on day-to-day basis as a result of increase in population. Hence, the landfill areas are also increasing. In many cities, landfill areas are very close to residential areas, which creates harmful living environment. Buildings are generally designed for 60 years. Imagine the quantum of waste generated in the life of the building. IGBC gives a lot of importance for the social and environmental issues associated with waste management. Segregation of consumer waste is a mandatory requirement in IGBC Green New Buildings Rating System. Construction materials consume a lot of natural resources like sand, clay, iron ore, limestone, wood, water, etc. Further, manufacturing of construction materials are highly energy intensive. The credits in this category encourage the use of sustainable building materials. Sustainable building materials has less environmental impact compared to equivalent conventional materials. Remember the 4 R's for effective waste management strategy. The 4 R's should be used in the same order as stipulated in the picture, that is reduce, reuse, recycle and regenerate, that is convert waste to energy. This is the order of priority. Sending the waste to landfill is the least preferred thing to do in an effective waste management strategy. Reducing the waste generated is the best thing to do. In post-occupancy stage, waste generated can be reduced by making lifestyle changes. Reduce or eliminate the use of disposable items like bottled water, teacups, paper plates, etc. A significant part of waste generated is food waste. So it is essential to plan your food properly. Construction waste can be reduced by using prefabricated materials instead of using on-site manufacturing or on-site fabrication. Examples for prefabricated materials include precast slab, prefabricated ducts, etc. Modern tools like BIM, that is Building Information Modeling, can help you to precisely quantify and order the building materials. You can also reduce the packaging requirement of the materials you are procuring. If the waste is generated, look for opportunities to reuse or donate. If there is no possibility for reusing, then consider recycling. Recycling should be considered only if reuse is not possible, because recycling means remanufacturing, which involves a manufacturing process and hence it is more energy and resource intensive. The next option is to regenerate, that is generate energy from waste using the waste as a biomass. The next option is to compost the waste to get organic manure. Regenerate and composting is applicable for wet waste, that is food waste and organic waste. Sending the waste to landfill or incineration is the last thing to do. Both the mandatory requirement and credit aims to divert consumer waste from landfill. The mandatory requirement aims to segregate consumer waste at source in order to facilitate recycling and or composting. The credit organic waste management encourages on-site treatment of organic waste either by biogas plant or by on-site composting. Consumer waste can be broadly classified into dry waste, wet waste, landscape waste and hazardous waste. Dry waste, as the name implies, does not contain moisture. Dry waste includes paper, cardboard, plastics, glass and metal. Dry waste can be reused or recycled. Wet waste, as the name implies, contains moisture. Wet waste is generally generated from kitchen and dining areas. It mainly includes food waste. Landscape waste, as the name implies, is generated in landscape area from the trees, plants and the lawn. Landscape waste and wet waste are considered to be organic waste. They can be used as raw material in biomass plant or they can be composted to get organic manure. Hazardous waste includes batteries, e-waste, biomedical waste, lamps and chemical waste. Biomedical waste has to be disposed as per the guidelines of Ministry of Forest and Environment. It is important that these wastes has to be segregated at source as each one of them has different treatment and disposal mechanism. If it is mixed, all the waste will end up in landfill, resulting in significant environmental impact. Segregation of consumer waste at source is a mandatory requirement in IGBC rating system. There are 3 requirements to comply with the mandatory requirement. Number 1, within the building, waste collection bins should be located for all types of waste. The bins should be located in strategic locations. For example, paper collection bins should be placed in office areas, printer rooms, etc. Plastic, metal and food waste are expected in kitchen and dining areas. Hazardous waste is expected in janitor rooms, laboratories, etc. The second requirement is that the waste collected in the building should be diverted to a centralized facility outside the building. The centralized storage bins shall be easily accessible by the waste hauler. Waste hauler is someone employed to collect and dispose waste. The third requirement is to ensure hazardous waste is disposed as per the guidelines of Ministry of Forest and Environment. At this point, I would like to explain why organic waste should be managed properly. When organic waste is dumped in landfill, it undergoes anaerobic decomposition, that is, decomposition in the absence of oxygen. This anaerobic reaction results in release of methane into the atmosphere. Release of methane into atmosphere results in significant air pollution. Methane has a global warming potential of 25 times as that of carbon dioxide. If the same organic waste is fed in biomass plant, it generates methane which can be used as a biofuel. To earn points in the credit organic waste management, projects should install on-site organic waste management plant. It can be either biomass or composting plant. Points are awarded based on percentage of organic waste treated on-site. The next credit in building materials and resources is handling of waste materials during construction. The intent or objective of this credit is to divert construction waste from landfill by effective implementation of construction waste management techniques on site. First, we need to understand what is considered to be construction waste. Construction waste includes waste materials generated in civil works and interior works. Excavated dirt and stones are considered to be natural resources and they are not considered to be construction waste. Similarly, reusing temporary materials like scaffolding, formwork, etc. are not considered to be construction waste management. To earn points in this credit, projects should divert construction waste by either reusing or recycling. Reusing can be on-site or off-site. Points are awarded based on percentage of construction waste diverted from landfill. Construction waste has to be measured in weight or volume but not both. That is, consistent measurement metrics should be followed.